What's up? Evan from Stock Music, musician, and today I've got a really cool feature. I'm going to be comparing Friktion, the new string modeling synth from Reason Studios, versus sort of a granddaddy, although it's not that old, of the more traditional sample-based strings, the solo or the studio strings by Spitfire Audio. It's going to be a pretty straightforward demo. I'm just going to play a very simple arrangement using Friktion, and then I'm going to play a very simple arrangement using Spitfire's studio strings. We'll listen to some of the individual sounds, and I'll just kind of let you make your own decision. Maybe I'll add a little commentary at the end. I'm going to be doing a further review and guide to Friktion later, but overall I was pretty pleasantly surprised by how it sounds and how it works, especially for the cost. I think right now it's about $99. The thing you need to keep in mind about the studio strings you're listening to here is that they're about $250. So, there's that to keep in mind. Before we go farther though, I want to let you know if you're struggling to use Reason, or if you just get bogged down in all the options, I've created a free Reason cheat sheet. You can click below to download it, and this will tell you quickly, simply, the best uses of every instrument and effect in Reason. You can download it, get it going, have a reference sheet, so you can make better music faster. Let's watch that intro. Thoughts on Friktion? Let me know. Are you planning on buying it? Have you tried it out yet? What would you like to see them create next? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks. Okay, and we're back. So let's first listen to Friktion, and then we'll listen to Spitfire, just on a very simple thing. And you can kind of hear the differences. So here's Friktion. And to me that sounds pretty realistic. I'm basically just using 4 stock presets. The bass section, a bass solo, a cello, and a violin section, as you can see here. Similarly, with Spitfire Audio, I'm doing the same, although the pizzicato bass is a pizzicato cello for the Spitfire plugins. I've tweaked these all a little bit, but not a ton. I'm also using the stock reverbs in each of these plugins, whereas in real life, I would probably use a third-party reverb and send them on an effects end. So now let's listen to Spitfire, and then we'll listen to them back to back. So I think the big thing is that Spitfire definitely sounds fuller, larger, and more realistic. But, that's not what you always need for every song. So now let's listen to them back to back a few times, and then we'll dig in and I'll give a few more thoughts. Friktion. Okay, so to me, Spitfire definitely sounds more realistic, but I think Friktion in the context of like a hip hop track or an EDM track or even a pop rock track could sound really good. And I still think it does sound pretty good. I think it especially does the plucks very well, as we'll hear in a second, as we listen to the individual tracks. Also, though, I think, interestingly enough, this sounds best when both of them are together. They really kind of blend well, and it adds a nice bit of clarity on top of like the fullness of the Spitfire sound. So let's just listen to that once. out. So let's listen to the individual tracks on Friktion. So here we've got the bass section. Nice and low and throaty, and a good amount of growl. And let's see how they sustain. Great sustain there. Then we've got these lovely little plucks. Solo, they sound maybe a little phasing, but I think in a mix they sound really good. Really defined. And together. To me that sounds super useful. I also really like the cello. Like, it breathes, you've got just the right amount of bow action there. I think the place where it sort of goes wrong though is the violin. That just doesn't sound like an expressive sort of lead legato violin that you'd want. It just, that one definitely sounds a little less realistic, but if we were to just do these three here, like as a background section, I think sounds really nice. So, you know, I'll do a full review and guide later to Friktion, but like my quick take on it is that for $99, I think this is a really useful, powerful plugin. It also has the ability to create like not just realistic sounding strings, but like otherworldly strings, which could be really cool if you're into sound design. We'll just take a quick look at the violin here, just tweak a few things. You know, part of it though is not all of it sounds good. Oh, that sounds more like a fiddle. You know, we can playing higher up or lower down. A lot more bow noise. Too much bow noise. You know, you can have the string really real short. Awful sounds, but that could be really good in horror. Or tone. Harmonics. Also some otherworldly reverb sounds. And then you start to get some really weird stuff going on. So, you know, like I was saying, I don't think this stacks up to a real sound collection like Spitfires if you're trying to do classical, neoclassical, maybe some singer-songwriter stuff where the strings really need to swell by themselves. But if you're doing music, you know, where you've got a like hip-hop beat behind it, for example, we'll just throw a quick drum loop. Now it's going to be probably too fast, but whatever. think it works in a lot of contexts. Like, I think it sits well, and I think it's a powerful, good sounding instrument for the price. So really happy about this. I'll do a full review later. Like I said, be sure to download your cheat sheet. And if you've got any